The White House likes this fight. They see this as a fight that they relish in having. They liked the pictures of Senator Van Hollen with Abrego Garcia in El Salvador. And they want to make the argument that, look, Democrats, you ignored the border and you seem to care more about folks who came across the border illegally than you care about the Americans who are either victims of crime related to, illegal migrants, or just generally speaking, you care more about that constituency, undocumented migrants, than you care about American citizens.
It is certainly true that immigration historically has been a winning issue for the Trump administration, and the economy has become a losing issue, especially in the wake of his tariff policy. But I feel due process is so foundational to who we are as a country and who we should be as a country that it's worth defending. It's an issue that transcends politics for me. And I'm a centrist on immigration. I felt the Biden administration swung the pendulum too far to the left. We should have secure borders. We should have an orderly process of immigration. But the notion of deporting anyone without the slightest semblance of due process in violation of a judicial order, that's not about immigration. That's about the rule of law.
So as far as you're concerned, if the Trump administration said moving forward, and it sounds like we're getting this from the Supreme Court as well, that everyone does have to go through due process, you're okay with deportations proceeding and him both deporting folks who have committed crimes here and folks who are just here illegally who haven't committed crimes, as long as they go through due process?
I would prefer to focus on public safety risks, right? But if you are an undocumented immigrant who poses a public safety risk, then yes, you're fair game for deportation. Everyone is entitled to due process. But if there's a public safety risk in due process, then I have no objection.
You've introduced what you're calling the Rescue Act.
Yeah.
Can you explain what is it and what do you hope, at some point, if Democrats have the majority, when Democrats have the majority again, its passage will mean?
Look, the Trump administration is essentially conspiring with the government of El Salvador to unlawfully detain people in violation of judicial orders here in the United States. And so if there's a foreign government like the government of El Salvador that's conducting an unlawful detention that violates a U.S. federal court order, there should be geopolitical consequences. There should be a suspension of diplomatic relations, trade relations. We have to leverage whatever tool we have to force compliance with the rule of law here in the United States.